If you use HubSpot as your CRM, I want to show you a process that I recommend doing monthly or quarterly to help identify the marketing sources of deals that don't have sources. So I want to dive into this video here and walk you through how to use some filtering and reporting to dive into the deeper analytics that HubSpot actually tracks for you so that you can then properly attribute a given deal to the correct source. So if that's of interest, stick around because that's what we're going to be talking about. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chris. I am the owner of Boolean Automation, where we help painters free themselves up to do what they love. If you're not a painter, welcome anyways. If you're into HubSpot and other no-code automation tools, we can definitely help you with that because that is what I specialize in and that's the content that I create. If you are a painter, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment, any questions you have on future videos you'd like to see, things like that. It really helps with continuing to make content for all of you. So let's get into this topic of helping to attribute lead deals to the correct lead sources better. So the first thing you're going to want to do in HubSpot is go to sales and then deals. And inside this deal tab, you can go to the advanced filters. And we are going to filter for source, which everyone should have. I also have, in this source one, we're going to do the source is unknown. So if it is a blank, we want to show that. Or the source is this one in particular, other. So if you have a source like this, that's just a kind of a catch-all for when you're not sure what to put, I like to attribute it to something because putting a lead source as other generally is not helpful to your marketing team. So we want to get these deals attributed to the right places. So I now have my filters correct. The next thing you want to do is go to this edit columns and click remove all columns. Now, what we want to bring in, if you search for the word source, is just source, sources, and then all of these latest source data, original source data, and that. And go ahead and click apply. And what you're going to see here is we see the source. This is the field that we're trying to properly attribute. And it looks like actually we can remove this marketing sources because that's not used in this particular client. So I'm going to go ahead and take that away. Say, okay. So now we've got the latest source data, and then original source data. So what we can do here is you can start to see if I sort this by right here, I've got organic search. So I've got all these deals that actually HubSpot is able to track and show you that this was a lead from Google that is not these should be web search leads and they are not. So what we're going to do is we can select all of these. So I've selected all those. Now you can go over here and click edit, and we're going to edit the source property, and we are going to assign this to web search or if whatever other Google web search source you have. And we want to replace current values in that source field. So we're going to head and click update. And now we have given those a source. So in just a moment, the filtering is going to remove those from view because they no longer match our filters, but they will stay there for just a second. In this case, when you have deals that say direct traffic, I would say that the reason that it's direct is because that means they clicked directly on a link to go to your page, which likely could have been from an email or from a business card or something. Like they literally typed in your email or your website directly and went straight there. So for these direct traffic one, I like to consider these ones organic. And what I mean by that is they are not paid sources. So we're going to go through and click all these direct and assign them to the brand category. So we have that, all those direct traffic, and we're going to click edit and move these for the source and move them to brand. So in these situations, what you can do is you can open up the contact. So I can go to the contact here, and now I can go down to view all properties, and we can once again search for source and see if there's anything that might give us some information on where this came from. So we've got offline sources, sales, blind copied. So from everything that we can see here, this appears to be a brand source, and brand is an organic source that I call, we should have saved it. So this is a great reminder for you guys when you go ahead and make this filter, which I'm going to do again. So when we do this source and click is any of other and apply that, and then we do or source is unknown, apply. Now what we want to do is go ahead and click save. So we want to click add view and click create a new view. And this is going to be called known marketing sources. We confirm that. And now this will be easier to get to if we ever leave and come back. So now we're back in the unknown marketing sources. And I'm going to sort once again by latest source data. So now we're back to these two that need to be reassigned to the brand category. And we're going to remove other, same one here, remove other and assign to brand. And now as we go down this list here, we've got another one there, brand. So that takes care of those ones. Now this one says my email. So this means that they received an email from us. Oh, this was also a paid search lead. So in this case, we can say that this was, I'm going to assign this to email. And then that other marketing sources one that I had here, sources, this marketing source field, the reason that we have two of those or two different ones is one allows for multi-attribution or linear attribution, and the other one is just a single source. So in this case, because we have reason to believe that this was email and web search, we're going to apply both of those, and then this one is only going to be email. All right, then we go through these other ones. This is an offline source. So all these ones that are offline sources, generally, let's see if we can do one more thing here, edit and do contact. So I'm bringing this contact back in, and we've got so this will be easier. I'm going to go ahead and click to save the view. And by the way, I'm going to take a minute to just interrupt and say, if you're a painting company and you do marketing or automations in your business, or you're interested in those things, please take a second to subscribe to this channel, like the video. It helps as with all the algorithms and all that stuff. But really, this is why I made this channel, to connect with and help painting companies. So if that's of interest, go ahead, subscribe, and really appreciate it. So let's get back into this. So after you get all of the ones that are obvious with using these latest source and original source data, now the next thing to do is to just basically go one by one and make sure that you look at the contact level of each of these to be able to see if there is a some sort of additional source data that makes it easier to attribute this to the correct source. Okay, so on these ones, we could go check to see if the contact has any marketing source data that might be useful for us. So once again, we go in here and click view properties. And in this case, we can see that the contact source was a referral. So we want to go to this deal and make sure that this one gets marked as a referral, because that's where the contact came from. So we were able to properly attribute that one as well. This other contact didn't have any other useful information. So we are going to go ahead and assign this to brand. And you might be asking, well, why would we assign someone to brand if we don't know anything about them? And that's the whole purpose of brand. You spend thousands of dollars on your truck wraps, business cards, things like that. They are leads that you get and you're not really sure why or how you got them, or maybe it was a whole variety of different branding things that got them. And you want all of those to show up in the brand category. Having a blank category is just as bad as or is far worse than actually having it show up in your cost per lead of the brand and the branding that you do for your business. So I'm not going to go through each one of these right now, but if you wanted to go deep, you would go and again pull up each one of these contacts and then go into their marketing or the contact source data to see if there's anything at the contact level that might show us something of value. So I can go in here once again to the view all properties, type in source, and I can see the contact source was web search. So this one we're going to put in as web search, and Patty's both here. So now we've got two more web search leads that we just identified. But that's the process here, is that anytime you have a blank source or an unknown source, we want to go find out where did this person come from, and then therefore the deal come from, so that we can properly attribute that to the right marketing source, so that marketing has the information that they need. So this one came from, which was from their previous previous CRM. So this is actually very easy, because that means that they were all referrals or previous existing customers. So we can go ahead and take all of these that have that. I'm going to move this over so I can see, but all the ones that say Estimate Rocket, that means that they were all previous customers. And we know that those are brand leads as well. And I'm just going to grab one of these randomly, or a few of them, and just double check that we don't have any additional data at the contact level. Contact source is referral for that one. So that is for Danny Quist, and Elizabeth Fuentes is going to be brand. So if we go back to this list here, Danny Quist is referral, and Gary Alpert, contact source is web search. So we want to go in here and click web search. So now we found another batch here that has, I'm going to sort this again by latest source. And we've got a paid social. So that can be one that is Facebook, or sorry, social media, and save that. And then on our offline sources here we go. Now we're back to direct traffic. So we can see here that this came from their website. It started unknown URL. This was Google keyword searches. So a lot of these are looking like they are from the website, which is good. So if it says any of these ones that say Google or unknown keywords, those are going to be web search. The other direct traffic ones, we don't necessarily know where they came from, but if it says Google, we can be pretty confident. Or unknown keyword, that's another web search one. So unknown keyword, so we're going to take those 5 and assign those to web search. Oh, whoops, source. And look at this, we got a whole bunch of paid search here. This is really good. Imagine not being able to attribute all of these leads to the Google or Bing PPC campaigns you were running, and thinking that you didn't get all these leads that you did get. So this is one of the things I love about HubSpot, is that it has all this additional tracking data that it keeps for you in the background. And so now we can just go assign it to web search, because we know that these were auto tagged and keywords that came in. And for some reason, the user or someone didn't track that as web search. So we're going to go ahead and assign this as web search and replace current values. All right, so we have that. That's fantastic. And then we got a couple other ones here that say HubSpot email. So we can bring those and assign those to email. And then we've got a bunch of Facebook here. So these can be social. So that's how you would do that. And again, right now, this client's got 480 of them, because they haven't done this all year. But if you do this monthly, you're going to be able to close the loop on a lot of this and help get better marketing data back to your team. Thanks so much for watching. As I mentioned earlier, if you're a painter, please subscribe. If you're not a painter, like the video, leave a comment down below. Tell me what was valuable here, and we'll see you in the next video.